Thanks for clicking on to the Friday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. Plenty of things going on weather-wise across the world at the moment. Yeah, it might be a wee bit quiet and a little bit boring here in the British Isles with a cool westerly flow bringing in plenty of shower activity. In the sunshine, feeling pleasant. In the breeze, cloud and showers, feeling rather chilly indeed. But here's a look at the global 2-minute temperature anomaly for today. Plenty of heat around in many parts of the world, and I want to hone in on a few areas, including the United States, parts of southwestern Europe, and we've also got heat rebuilding over the northwest India, East Pakistan area. Global temperature 0.2 Celsius today, over a half a degree above normal in the northern hemisphere. No surprise here. Arctic region sitting at the same temperature, 0.6 Celsius above normal. Antarctica, rather chilly, minus 3.3. The tropics, 0.2 Celsius. Looking at a few tweets here from from Maximiliano Herrera. Always amazes me the amount of information he puts out on Twitter. He's quite literally a genius when it comes to global temperatures, and he has been releasing some very interesting information in recent days. So yesterday, this is actually going back to the 9th of May, and he put out the tweet that we've seen the first 35 plus Celsius temperature in Europe, recorded in Portugal, and even down in Spain, the temperature rose above 35 degrees. In France, we've seen the first 30 of the year, while we've seen some unusually cold temperatures in parts of high elevation Turkey, as well as even Iran. If we skip up through his tweets, the United States seeing some very, very impressive temperatures for this early in the season. This is going back to the 10th of May, and a temperature of 96 Fahrenheit in Iowa, Illinois, 93 Celsius Fahrenheit, should I say, and we had temperatures into the 90s in parts of Michigan as well. The following day, actually, we're seeing a temperature of 96 in Illinois, which is pretty early to see that level of heat. And you can see here, of course, still putting out that tweet, 30s into Germany and even into Austria. So we've got plenty of heat to speak about across parts of Europe here. This is the 11th of May temperatures, and we're seeing a temperature of 96 degrees as far north as Illinois in recent days, which is pretty bonkers. First cold spell of the season in New Zealand. We had the first frosts and sub-freezing temperatures after what has been quite a warm spell down in New Zealand. So that's quite interesting to see here. And that's it for his tweets. India and Pakistan, we're now starting to see the temperature coming back up now. Of course, remember about a week ago, we've seen temperatures hit 50 Celsius in parts of Pakistan. Nothing particularly unusual, if I'm being honest with you. We're now approaching the warmest time of the year, ahead of the monsoon season, and we've got these thermal lows, these heat lows that develop over land. As we see the temperatures coming up, the pressure actually drops and creates an area of thermal low pressure, as you can see here over eastern portions of Pakistan. You can see a lot of convection here over the Indian Ocean here, and that basically is the monsoon. Now, eventually, as we go through the next couple of months, we're going to see all this convection, all this energy, heavy intense rainfall start to progress northwards. But until this reaches the north of India, and that is the final resting place for the monsoon as we head towards the heart of the summer, and through the course of the summer, of course, we should be seeing temperatures coming back down once again, so they get moderated. But of course, we're drying things out big time over the north of India, Pakistan. I believe there's only one day during the month of May so far that the temperature hasn't hit 38 or 37 Celsius or 100 Fahrenheit in New Delhi. So it's been a very intense hot spell in this part of the world, and of course the many millions of people, if not even billions of people, will be hungry to see that area of convection, that rainfall out over the Indian Ocean, clipping the southern portion of India, uh, transferring that north here, kills the heat, and of course brings the all important rainfall to this region of the world. Now, I've actually pulled up Friday the 13th, which is tomorrow, 12 o'clock UTC time. We've got a heat low down to 990 millibars, and for the same time frame, we are talking about temperatures of 48 Celsius in this region of the world. So there's a few towns in eastern portions of Pakistan, close to the India border, that are likely to see temperatures hit 50 or 51 Celsius. 850 temperatures plus 35 to 38 Celsius. Bonkers. Could you imagine if we had that here in the UK? Just unbelievable. 850 millibar temperatures in this region of the world. So temperatures had come back down into the low 40s. They're now creeping back up into the high 40s to around 50 Celsius. And then we should start to see temperatures coming back down slightly. But if you notice here, as I play through the loop, we don't see any progression north of that precipitation. So we maintain high pressure, strong high pressure, keeping temperatures warm. Sky is clear. It's going to take a little bit of time before we start to see that area of energy convection. Winds start to turn more southerly, and that will herald the beginning of the monsoon. Looking at the British Isles, of course, we have got a very unsettled pattern at the moment. Low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, winds coming in from the west generally. Lots of showers, even thunderstorms as well, driving in on that westerly flow. Of course, you have strong incoming solar radiation at this time of the year, warms the temperature at the surface. Of course, you've got cooler aloft that allows the build-up of clouds and shower activity. And winds are pretty strong as well. We're going to see the increase in wind over the next 24 hours across western and northern portions of the British Isles. Always drier, warmer, brighter, sunnier across the southeastern half of the country. That is pretty much run-of-the-mill stuff, of course, here in the British Isles. As I play through the loop, we're going to see that area of high pressure start to lift north, but it isn't a sunny, hot area of high pressure. In fact, there is energy lifting north from Spain, France, up into the British Isles, and we're going to be keeping our eyes, I think, on Saturday for the development of thunderstorms coming up off the near continent and into the British Isles here. Notice the big trough dipping south over the Atlantic here. You would think that trough diving south would pick up warm air over the northwest of Africa, lift it north, but it is not clear cut. Low pressure, very close to the British Isles, and that's just increasing the level of uncertainty through the weekend and into next week. And we're going to have to keep our eyes on that. Where the sun shines, we could see temperatures in parts of the British Isles knocking the door of 24, possibly 25 Celsius. But there is going to be a lot of uncertainty, I think, with the close presence of low pressure during next week. Let's have a look at the overview chart here. And this is, let's get back actually. You can see here as we play through the loop, we've got the low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, westerly winds, of course, plenty of shower activity. Then, of course, as we push through the weekend, we see that ridge building northwards. You notice here in the south and southwestern flank of the ridge, we've got plenty of showers, thunderstorms, northeastern portions of Spain, western France, then the lift north up into England and Wales. That could see some very intense rainfall, very localised, but where it does happen, we could see flooding rainfall, for example. And where you're underneath that, temperatures are not going to be anything to write home about. In the sunshine, that's going to be a very different story. And as we play through the weekend, you can see here low pressure coming north here. So this is what I'm meaning. It's a high pressure dominated pattern. Within that area of high pressure, we've got areas of energy. We've got the little disturbances, systems that are going to throw a spanner in the works, so to speak. That trough, of course, diving south over the North Atlantic, We've got areas of low pressure rotating, cycling around that trough, and they're going to be pushing energy towards the British Isles as we go through the course of next week. Look at that there. I mean, this is quite an interesting scenario. We've got a 973 millibar low. That's actually quite a deep area of low pressure for the time of the year. Very close to Ireland. We could be talking about gales on the west coast, for example, if this develops and it skirts the western coast of Ireland. Notice here there's another system that develops at the base of the trough, and that then spreads plenty of convection, heavy rain, gusty winds, quite disturbed weather into the UK. Notice the area of high pressure now shifted towards an area, the axis extending from the Balkans all the way up towards northern portions of Scandinavia. We've got a southeasterly flow. So it's quite a mixed picture. It's quite a complex picture. Still quite a lot of blocking in the pattern as well here. But when, of course, you've got energy and heat, you've got plenty of ingredients coming together for showers and thunderstorms. And I think that's going to be quite the picture as we go through the course of the upcoming weekend and in the next week here. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe as always. Do also drop a comment below, and I shall hopefully be back again, if not tomorrow, Saturday. Bye for now.